refusing to concede an argument is not the same thing as winning one. You win arguments on points. It's never last person standing. And if the room is looking for a wrestling match, then the room is wrong too. I don't think we're there yet, where people show up to a debate and want to fight. Where people show up to a knife fight with a gun. We're not there yet, but we're pretty close. We are. Actually, that just froze, so I don't know if it got any at all. But I got a little bit of makeup on, put on this morning. I'm not late, but I'm going to be if I don't leave like now. So I gotta run, and I better make the bus, or that's 2 missed nights in a row. So let's go. Okay, so we are leaving the laptop at home because it's rendering the vlog from the Cattywampus show, which is like almost 3 hours. Well, it's 3 days, 9, 10, 11. That was actually the same as last September. It was 9, 10, 11. So no laptop. I also wanted to get some music onto my MP3 player, but I just kind of flat out forgot. I managed to get something to eat this morning, which it wasn't initially part of the plan, so that's good. Right now I'm wearing a small sweater. I've got a big sweater in my bag. I think we're probably good with this for now. If it comes up a few more degrees, I might even discard that. I've decided that I am going to buy a pack of cigarettes today because I'm a little bit concerned about I did get some sleep, right? That's good. But I'm still going to be in a situation where I'm going to be pushing. Like I was up at like 7, before 7 even. I'm going to have to. I can't catch the bus back until 8:30 in the morning, which is, yeah. I was kind of hoping there'd be a midnight bus leaving, but there's not. So I got to wait till 8:30 in the morning, which means I'm going to be awake a good 24 hours plus, right? It's going to be like a 30-hour day. So I think that I'm going to need the cigarettes as a stimulant. That was why I started smoking in the first place, was because cigarettes are an excellent stimulant. And that's the reality of it. On top of that, I saved $20 yesterday, so I got extra money too. So stop the store here, get some smoke, some tickets, and I guess a coffee too. And I'm also going to head to the bank machine. And it's about 5 after 11. I'm pushing it, considering that I need to catch the 11:30 bus. If I miss the 11:30 bus, I need to be at the 7-Eleven by 12:20. Can I do that? It'll be exceedingly tight. It'll be a little bit tight as it is. So, as always, I'm late, and as always, I'm pushing it. Let's hope this works out. I tried to run to catch the bus. I saw it drive by. As far as I can tell, it's early. That's horrific. It's only like 2 or 3 minutes early, but it can make all the difference, right? I don't know. I'm gonna try to get over and see. If I can't get to the 7-Eleven by 20 after 12, then I'm gonna have to pay full price, and I'm not gonna pay full price. So I'll just come back. So that's how I make it. Otherwise, that's like, it doesn't say the bus comes at 11:28. It says the bus comes at 11:30, right? In fact, I'm almost willing to hope the 11 o'clock bus was late, because according to my clock, it's currently 11:36. It was about 3 or 4 minutes ago that I was running, and it was like it must have left at like 11:29, right? It's not. I checked my bus transfer. Sorry, I checked my. I was at the bank machine. The transfer on the bank machine says 11:30 flat. It's like a 20-second walk from the bank machine to the road, to the crossroad where I can meet them at the path. It's. If you had left at 11:30 on a button, it would still be like. Okay, maybe it was like right on the button, but still, it's like the worst luck. Had it been out like 20 seconds earlier, I would have caught it. Damn it. Okay. The biggest thing that's going to be annoying if I don't go is that I now have a pack of cigarettes, and I'm not going to smoke them. I'll give them away or something. Damn it. So let's hope this bus is just as on time or maybe early. Technically, bluntly speaking, it's like 2 minutes around. If I can get through customs quickly, I can get there like right on the button. Hopefully. But we'll find out. And I threw my coffee away hoping I could run and catch it. And got another one on the other side. So I'm gonna get another coffee here. It's true though. I got up, got out of bed, I dragged a comb across my head, I went downstairs, I grabbed a cup. Looking up, I noticed I was late. Grabbed a sweater, grabbed my bag. I missed the bus by seconds flat. Yeah. It's just a day in the life, I guess. Well, it's 5:02, and I did see the bus come around 5 or 6 minutes ago. I saw it come out on its way into customs. It doesn't look like it's that busy, so presuming that everyone goes through fine, I don't see any reason why the bus shouldn't be here any minute. Let's hope that's the case. I mean, this is different than normal, right? I'm always late, but it often doesn't matter, right? You know, I miss the bus, I catch the next one. You know, if I go to a show and it's like doors at 8, there's an opening band, and I might miss the opening band or something, but I normally have like a good hour or 2 hour window. Like the other night, I guess it was Monday night. I was late on Monday night, but I showed up like band started at 9. I was there at like 9:05, and the band I wanted to see didn't come on until like 10:30, right? So I was late, but I still, even though I was late, I still had like an hour and a half to play with because I planned to be there early. This is different. I mean, the Greyhound doesn't leave till 2:20, right? So I do have a lot, like, the Greyhound doesn't leave till 2:20. That's, you know, but I gotta pick up my tickets by 12:20. And I don't know how much leeway I'm gonna get. If I show up there at 12:22, I don't know what happens, right? If I show up at a concert at 12:22, nobody cares. If I show up at a 7-Eleven, like, is there like a 5-minute, 10-minute leeway? Is it even the other way around, right? Do I actually have to be there by 12:15? I don't know any of these things. We're gonna find out, but life would have been a lot easier regarding, you know, margins had I just caught the fucking 11:30 bus like I wanted to, and like it was seconds, and he could have stopped. In fact, so let me rephrase that. Had I been there 20 seconds earlier, I would have been in front of the bus, or at least sideways to the bus, so he would have saw me. But as it was, like, I was about 5 seconds behind him, right? Like, as soon as I got to the intersection, I saw you know, it was so close. It could not have been closer. And I hope that, you know, if I'm gonna blame something, the thing that probably killed me was that I took my sweater off. Had I not stopped to take my sweater off, I mean, I could look at a bunch of other different things. I could say, had I not got a coffee, but I wanted a coffee. The thing that really And in fact, if you want to think like that, it was probably putting the sweater on, because had I not put the sweater on, I wouldn't have to take it off. Something else to point out is that I talked in front of the mirror for like 30 seconds before I walked out, right? Had I not done that, I would have, you know, there's like so many different like 10-second differences. Or had the bus left 20 seconds later, right? It's close to noon. It's getting to be that time, Kent. Getting to be that time. Actually, do you know what's extra concerning? Is that I do believe that the bus should have driven by here as it passed through customs, right? Because there's customs right there in front of me behind the church. It should have come out past customs, done a loop-de-loop, and then gone back to the bus station. I'm starting to think that the bus has not come through customs yet. Which is very concerning. I'm going to take my clock out and see. If I can't get on the bus, if the bus comes past 10 after, then I'm going to have to... I mean, I won't make it. I'll have to go home, right? What do I do? Yeah, I got 12:02. It better be here any second. Oh, there it is. This bus is 5 minutes late. If only the other bus was 5 minutes late, right? Other bus was right on time. This one is 5 minutes late, so it's that much worse, right? It's going to be very close. We've got a crowd here. I cannot wait for it. I'm going to need to get out quickly and ask to walk through. It's the only way out. Okay, so I'm over. They let me walk through. I had to ask like 3 times. They did let me do it. My clock says 12:19. It's about 2 minutes that way. It could not be closer. I don't know. We'll find out. Like I said, I don't know if there's like a 2-minute grace period, or if even if the 2-minute grace period works the other way. I gotta wait to cross, what is this, Jefferson? Busiest street in Detroit, probably, besides Woodward. Yeah. I don't, if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna walk around and come back, so we'll find out. I got into the bus, into the 7-Eleven. According to her clock, it was 12:23. And it did not go through. So, I don't know what to do. I'm going to go to the bus station. I'm going to talk to them. And the bus station is not far, that's the thing, right? So, if I can get to the bus station before 1 o'clock, I show them the receipt. I guess what this comes down to is this, right? They reserved the seat. That's what the process was. They reserved the seat. If I pick it up more than 2 hours before the bus ride, then it's my seat. And what's happened is that seat now is back in the general pool. So if I get to the bus station and they still have the seat available, I think they kind of got to sell it to me, considering that, you know, it was like a minute late. If not, I guess we'll figure out what it costs when I'm there. How much more would I pay? I don't know, $5 or something. It's not going to be a lot more, I'll tell you that. So I'm going to, it's Howard Street. So if I go that way, I'm actually going too far north. Okay. That's what I said the other day, was like having an intuitive understanding of Detroit now. I never had that before. I had to check like maps to know where the hell I was. Now I know, okay, if I go that way, I'm going that way, and if I go this way, like, I know where I am. So I can use my mental compass. I hope this works out, because like that's, missed the bus by 2 seconds, missed the cutoff by 2 minutes. If I get there and they tell me that they just sold the seat, I'm gonna be fucking livid. But that seems to be what's happening right now. The other side though is that things usually, I'm kind of even Steven, right? So things usually kind of work out for me. So, yeah. Hey, this is a vlog about nothing, right? Well, here I am. Let's hope this works out. Okay, so the difference in price was $9 and I paid it. So I'm going. I paid 38 instead of 29. It's $9 American, so it's like what? $13, $14. That's 9 times 4 over 3, 9 over 3, so that's 12. Around $12 Canadian. A bit more. Is it gonna kill me? It's not. Is it gonna change my life? It's not. I paid it up front because I wanted to go. I've come this far. You know, it worked out, sort of. I tried haggling the manager just a little bit. Didn't work out initially. I have paid it. I bought the ticket. I have the ticket in my pocket. I'm going to finish my cigarette and then go in there and try to haggle them for the $9, or maybe split the difference, or something. I think it's just kind of a basic customer service thing. I missed it by 2 minutes, you know, and like trying to get that across. I think that I have a winning argument. That said, I know that Greyhound, everybody has a shitty story about Greyhound, right? This is not so bad. I'm not really, I mean, it is, I don't really want to say it's my fault exactly. I missed the bus by 2 minutes, or not even like 20 seconds, and then the bus was 5 minutes late. So like, I kind of did everything right? So it's kind of not really my fault, but it's, shit happens, right? The thing is that the $9 might, it's not really gonna be, you know, like I still got 60 some dollars on me. It's $20 for the show. I want to keep $20 for the diner. I won't spend that much, and then I got $20 for the bar. So I mean, like, it's, you know, but that extra $10 is kind of because I can't use my card here. It is kind of you know, just kind of a mental thing. So yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Alright, so what they did was they gave me a voucher, $10, which is $1 more than the difference, but I would have rather taken the cash, but I mean, it'll work out one way or the other, presuming I take the Greyhound somewhere or other at some point. I'm sure it'll, actually I should check to see if it's only good in the States. It probably is only good in the States, but, or if it's 10 US and I can try, I don't know. I'm trying to think, well, if I end up wanting to go to a show somewhere, that's, it'll take a good chunk out of it anyways. So, yeah, this is, like I said, even Steven, it worked out, so it's good. Well, it doesn't say US only, but I think it's safe to presume it probably is. I got an hour before the bus leaves. Probably about 40 minutes before I can board. It says it's 2 hours. If I saw the map correctly, we're gonna go through Ann Arbor, so we're taking a bit of a loop to loop around up to Lansing. Maybe we'll check out the window there. I don't know. It's, we went to Ann Arbor once, but I don't know where the that is the deepest I'd previously been in. This is going to be the deepest I've been into Michigan for sure. So. Yep. You know, it's funny, when I was a kid, the idea of electronics were still, or, you know, portable electronics were still fairly exotic. So I was always told, you know, if you're going to be walking around with electronics, make sure nobody sees them because somebody's going to take them from you, right? Even... Okay, they're going to Toronto. That's not me. It's going to go through there, though. Like even something like a Discman. you're gonna walk around with a Discman, make sure nobody sees it, you know. That's what I was taught as a kid. Nowadays you see people walking around with like laptops, you know, like $600 phones, and it's like, you know, nothing. It's a bit of a change, right? I still don't. I'm still a little cautious about taking out like my MP3 player, right? My $50 MP3 player, and you get these kids walking around with, you know, $3,000 laptops. It's just a cultural difference, I guess. Anyways, I still got a few minutes before the bus gets here. And will my string of bus troubles continue? It's 2:15, and I don't see a bus. I don't know, do you see a bus? I don't see a bus. Yeah, it does seem like it's coming late. If you ever want to be somewhere on time, make sure you don't take the same bus I do. Because buses are late or early. It's, I'm sure it'll, see, like I say, it always evens out, right? So, if it shows up late, it'll make good time and I'll get there early. Watch. By the way, I've also resolved, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I kind of really made the absolute choice this afternoon. When I get to a year of like pretty much not smoking, I'm going total cold turkey. So January of this year, complete, no more cigarettes ever. I've been very good the last year, relatively speaking, right? Like I'm not smoking, like I'm smoking maybe 10% of what I used to smoke, right? So but I need to take it back down to that 0 point. I'll give myself a year, and then it's like nada. There's the bus. So yeah, on the bus. All right, we're going without a laptop today. I think I already explained that, but I'm gonna. This is a bit of a classic. I try to get through it a couple of times. Usually in this kind of circumstance and traveling, and I get like halfway through it, and then I'm not doing as much reading as I'd like to recently. But I figured that I got 4 hours on the bus. Probably get through most of this. You know, there are a number of different things. I think this is the first time we've taken a Greyhound on the blog here. But a couple of unusual things about taking the bus here in the States. This is for sure the first time I've taken a Greyhound in the States, and like they ask you for ID before you board, and there's like seatbelts. It's just strange. I'm not used to taking ID, and I'm not used to wearing seatbelts on a Greyhound, but it's probably a good thing when you think about it for a minute. Yeah.
Alright, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the operator taking all the way to Lansing, Michigan, making stops in Ann Arbor, East Lansing. There's restrooms in the back of the coach. If you gotta go to the restroom there and commute for your safety, please hang on to the upper luggage rack and seat backs for your safety. Greyhound federal law prohibits the use of tobacco, alcohol, any kind of drug paraphernalia is strictly prohibited on Greyhound lines. Failure to comply will result in a lawman being called and even more delay to your schedule. Please respect other people's property. Please respect other passengers.
That was accidental, actually. I wanted to.
We're getting here a little late, but we're gonna make up time safely.
See, even Steven. I wanted to say that they told me there was.
If you got any audio electronic devices, please be respectful to the passengers. Put it on silent or vibrate. If you're gonna talk on the phone, talk to your neighbors. Please use the volume. There's not gonna be a disruption to the entire coach. There's two ceiling hatches, one in the front, one in the back. Also, your windows are emergency exits.
I wanted to say that they told me there was only one seat on the bus. It looks like it's about 80% empty. I guess we're going to be picking a lot of people up.
Thank everybody for being here this afternoon. Beautiful day, beautiful trip. First stop, Ann Arbor. Arrival time 3:28.
Yeah.
Thanks for back, relax. Thanks for going Greyhound.
I suppose we're going to pick a lot of people up there. I'm going to be more interested in my book, but we'll see what kind of shots we get as we go. It seems like we're hitting the freeway. Actually, I knew that. This is not only the first time that I'm going onto the famous Detroit freeways. No, for real. But I think it's the first time I've been on a freeway at all. In like, I think probably a good 3 years. No, like for real. It's when you don't have a car, when you don't know anybody with a car. It's I was thinking about this a little while back, and like how I would probably be really weirded out if I was to go on a freeway, and it's kind of hitting me a little. The bus is a little wobbly. I'm sure I'll deal with it, but it's what we got here in front of us, huh? I'll wait to get some better footage than this. I'm starting to understand the term rust belt. Even the highways are all just like crazy rusted over. But what I'm noticing is that like the bus station is pretty much right downtown, like a 5-minute walk away. And like as soon as I got on the highway, it was like I was out of town. There was no like driving through the city. It's just like total. Like as soon as I got on there, I felt I was between urban areas, even though I know I'm still not. Right? I'm not even sure if I'm out of Detroit yet. There's like nothing except these like little houses and rusted over walkways and stuff. I admit I'm having having a little bit of difficulty with the motion. It's just like I'm just not used to it. That's all. It's been a long time. But I don't think we're going to get anything besides what we're seeing right now. This is what we got here. I guess, well, who would want to live right outside the freeway, right? What else could you put around the freeway that's like of this size besides trees? And you would need to have a substantial barrier to block the sound, right? Kind of makes sense. I know this is going to seem remarkable, but like I say, it's been a really long time. Since I moved at this velocity. Okay, I think that's enough of that. I believe I'm up that strip that I hitchhiked last time I went to Ann Arbor, and but the trees are starting to look kind of nice. It's that time of year, right? Some reds back there. Maybe we'll slow this down a little. And after going over a skinny ramp on a river that nearly scared the hell out of me, we have now entered Ann Arbor. You can see the guy in the canoe underneath. What if we landed right on top of him? Yeah. When you don't spend a lot of time in motorized vehicles, that trivial thing starts to spook you. Yeah, so we can see that this is actually really the Ann Arbor to Lansing bus. That's okay. So it doesn't look like it's going to even out today after all. Rather, it looks like the bus is going to be about an hour late when it's all said and done. I think doors are at 7, and it looks like I'm going to get there around 6. So that means I got less time to waste when I get there. It's what it is, right? I have made it all the way to Kalamazoo. Next stop is Timbuktu. No, that was an hour longer than it was supposed to be. I'm just trying to reorient myself here. I think I'm going that way. I'm be sure about this. No. I'm going. Well, let me ask. I was on bus for 2.5 hours. No, it was supposed to be 2.5 hours. It was 3.5 hours. So I need to stretch a little bit, maybe get something to eat, and find my way to where I'm going. When I came through here on Google Maps, I couldn't figure out where the bridge was. Because you just see this, right? But this is actually the bridge. Believe it or not. I'm early. They're doing sound check. I'm not gonna walk in and record it, but it's the place. It doesn't look like I was looking for like a box office, and it doesn't look like it exists. I'm gonna take a little bit more of a walk around here. So yeah, I mean the door's open. If the door's open, I'm gonna walk in. But I'm not. I watch right by them, and I'm not gonna record them. That would be rude of me. But that's the idea. It is a loft upstairs, as advertised. They apparently don't have tickets early. Yeah. So yeah, I am in Lansing, not Kalamazoo. I think I made that clear. I don't know. I've got about an hour-ish, so I'm gonna see if I can get something small, like a taco or something. I'm gonna take a chance on walking him down here. I saw something. There's a pizza place. I just want like a slice of pizza, so let's see what I can find here. And broadly on. I don't know if these batteries are gonna. I'm gonna try this again. Yeah, no, these batteries. So I just wanted to buy batteries because I didn't get rechargeables or anything. I just got throwaways. But I mean, it's I had to buy 4, so I got a fresh change too, which means I have more batteries than I did, presuming that these batteries are interchangeable with the other batteries, which I don't know if that's true or not. So I am going to try to conserve until at least I get past to the show. You know, I forgot what I was even going to say. I think I was going to get a pizza. Something like that. Okay, so yeah, this is the walk I'm going all the way back, and ambulance notwithstanding, it seems perfectly fine. I think this is the pizza spot here. It's a bit further than I thought, but I'm already all the way there, so might as well keep going. Got tired of walking for the pizza place, so I stopped here and I got a couple of veggie samosas instead. Going on first bite. I'm looking pretty relaxed, right? That actually worked out okay because $17 door price, $3 on the samosas means I got exact change for the door. So doors are about 15 minutes now, so I successfully wasted the time. Got some carbs in me, which we have learned is a good idea if I'm going to be drinking. I don't know what, like, I don't even, it looks like it's probably going to be a relatively early show. So, I mean, I don't know if the bars are going to be open late or if I'm going to stop somewhere else and get a beer or what, but yeah, this is the goal for the night. I should get there pretty much right when doors are open, and I'll grab a beer when I get there. Lansing, here's a shot walking into your city. So I'm in, but the smoking section's downstairs, so yeah. So this is the loft. I don't know, looking at a couple hundred people in here. Decent size. Funky. I'm out. I got beat up a little bit in a pit. It's a punk show. You expect to get beat up a little bit. It's just what bothered me was the people jumping on you from behind, right? Jumping off the stage is fair game. You're at a punk show, jump off the stage, that's fair game. And you know what? If you're like a decently sized guy, then it's even fair game to get lifted off of. But if you're like 100 pounds, nobody should be trying to lift off of you. That's just not smart, right? And I may end up with a couple of bruises as a result of that. What can you say? Shit happens. Anyways, it sobered me up. I don't know what time it is even, so I'm gonna figure that out. It's actually not even 11. I should have got an earlier bus. It's gonna be a long night, I guess. Okay. No, honestly, I don't mind a few bruises on my arms or something. That's part of the process, right? I went in there, I knew what I was getting myself into, right? That's part of the, but. And I don't even mind getting knocked on the head a couple of times if it's front on. It's when people try to jump you from the back and you can't see them coming. And again, like I say, if you're a big burly dude, then, that's not gonna do anything to you, right? And that's fine. That's part of the show, but it's just not smart to think you can lift off of somebody that weighs like 100 pounds. Number one, you're gonna fall on them, you're gonna hurt them, and you're gonna hurt yourself because that person can't support your weight. It's just a question of not being intelligent about it, right? And it's something I don't actually think I've ever run into that before at a punk show, and I've been into literally hundreds of punk shows. So, what do you do? Anyways, we'll see the damage. I can walk, I can see. I don't think I'm bleeding, so I think I'll be fine. But yeah. So yeah, it's not even it's probably 11 now. That was I think it's clear I'm going to end up with a bit of a welt on my forehead. That wasn't part of the deal. Like I said, I don't mind getting bruises on my arms, but and like I said, I don't even mind if I get kicked from someone in the front, that because that's fair game. They can see you, you can see them. You put your arms up, and it's too bad if you miss. But I can't justify hitting you from behind, right? I guess that's just a basic rule. You don't hit people from behind when they can't, I guess the thought process is, I'm going to lift up off of you and you're going to put me up into the air. And like I say, I'm even okay with that if I was 200 pounds. But I'm not going to carry your weight. And I'm having a hard time understanding how anybody would think I could carry their weight. I'm not coming down on anybody for the concept, right? I like punk shows, I like moshing, I don't stage dive or body surf myself, but I don't really have a fundamental opposition to it. I just don't understand why anybody would think that I would be able to carry their weight. It does not make sense to me. It's just an empirical issue, right? You look at somebody, you should be able to sort of gauge what their weight is, right? You should be able to see that, and when you see somebody in front of you that's 100, 110 pounds, you shouldn't be thinking that person can carry your weight. That just doesn't make sense. And I'm pretty sure the bop on my forehead is a consequence of somebody jumping up on me from behind. Anyways. I'm moving this way. I'm in Lansing. I was at one of the bars. I'm going to go to the other bar now. And hopefully they will let me in. There's an issue in that complex where they don't want to let me in because I have a school bag. And I don't know, maybe I'm a terrorist and have a bomb in my school bag or something. You never know. The paranoia is real, folks. Very real. Like I say, I don't think I'm bleeding. I think I'll be fine. Certainly couldn't pay for healthcare here, so I better hope I get home okay. Yeah. I'm fine. I'm not even being dramatic. I'm just being realistic. Don't try and body surf off somebody that's half your weight. That doesn't make sense. Like I said, this isn't somebody coming down on you. This isn't your elder attacking you for something. In fact, it wasn't even my generation that invented this shit. It was the generation before me that invented this shit. Okay, so don't come down on me for this, okay? And I'm not coming down on you for this. I'm just saying, like, there's logic here. And it was not used. On top of that, there were multiple people that were much larger than me standing beside me. It's hard to understand what the thought process was. Like I said, I think I'm okay. I think I'll be fine. Let's get, I guess I'm going to get some, well, no, I'm gonna get a beer first. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a couple of beers. And then I'm gonna get some eggs. And then I'm gonna hang out, and I'm gonna read some more Neuromancer, and then I'm gonna go home. This is the kind of weird kind of sobriety where you're like, you're wide awake because you just like finished a workout, right? But your body is still sort of drunk, right? I may find that if I sit down, it'll kind of come back a little bit, but right now I'm just like, I'm wired, right? And what else could I be? I would have to be wired. I just spent an hour fending people off. But I mean, like, as I've pointed out, I knew what I was walking into. I've been to hundreds of punk shows. I actually enjoy the whole mosh pit experience. I'm not bitching about anything like that. I'm just saying that, like, be smart about who you're trying to lift off of. Don't lift off someone half your size. If you try to lift off someone half your size, that person's going to fall over, and then you're going to fall over, and then the people around you are going to fall over, and if there's somebody that's in the air, then that person's going to crash. It's just stupid. Okay? Like, you got to be intelligent about what you're doing, and it was not smart. And no, don't tell me to get out of the way. I'm standing there watching the show. I got every right to stand there and watch the show. If you're gonna lift off someone that can support your weight. It's not that difficult, guys. Can you see that there? Red right there. It was a shoe. I have high cheekbones. I'm Native American, so that's not so crazy, but it's on the other side too, right? Those are my Asian cheekbones via my Cree ancestry, so that's not... I asked somebody outside the bar and they're like, she misinterpreted my high cheekbones for something else, but that right there is definitely a bob, and I hope it doesn't get too big. See, what's bothering me a little bit is that's right where my vascular loop is behind here. It's not far from it though, right? Vascular loop is there, it's over here. Hopefully it's like not so bad, but I can't. If it turns out like if it is bleeding, it's a scary place for a burst blood vessel, right? It just is. But like I said, what happened was somebody climbed up behind me on my back. If you've been to a punk show, you know how this works, right? Somebody climbs up on you on your back, and then they try to lift themselves up. And then you're supposed to carry them up, right? And that's fine, but look at me. What makes you think that I can carry your weight? It's insane. Like, I'm not, you know? And like beside me there's like a 200-pound like weightlifter. What are you thinking? It's just stupidity. I'm halfway to where I'm going. Okay, I will admit that I have broad shoulders. from the back, somebody might not be aware of my frame. They might just see big shoulders, and they might think like linebacker or something. No, I mean, honestly, I do. I have huge shoulders. My cheekbones are because I'm Cree, and my shoulders are because I'm Norse. It's true, you know? Lots of women have big, wide shoulders, and I happen to be one of them. But it didn't... Try to be a little bit more observant, please. The green door, that's a blast from the past. I wonder if this is... I have to actually, you know what? I have to assume that it probably doesn't have anything to do with the Green Door franchise in Ottawa. What are you doing? I'm trying to cross. No, the Green Door franchise in Michigan, it's like a... Yeah, this is a blues bar and grill. Okay, this looks like something completely different. There's a franchise in Ottawa called the Green Door. It's like a vegetarian buffet. It's not what this is, clearly. Yeah. Still a blast from the past. So I was walking to Max, and I'm going to stop here instead. There's like a queercore band playing. Sounds more interesting. There was going to be cover there. There's cover here. You know, and I think I'll probably have more fun here.
Okay, cool.
So the Avenue. I don't know if you can see that or not. I cannot see it. But I kind of think Sheena would actually dig this place. Strangely, I feel like a rotting vegetable. And so I have now exited the Avenue and am on my way to the diner. I'm guessing it is roughly 3 a.m. That is a guess, but it is no doubt accurate within a reasonable margin of error. And you can determine what reasonable means because it is not specified intentionally, or run wild with reasonable. I don't know what it means either. But I do claim with a great deal of certainty that it is roughly 3 a.m. within a reasonable level of error. I think I can get some eggs or something soon. That's what I'm thinking. So I am now at the diner sometime around 4 o'clock. Probably not quite yet, but close nonetheless. And I have pledged to order a meal sometime around 6 o'clock once I have come down somewhat. In the meantime, we have much coffee. And so long as I do order that meal, I can drink as much coffee as I'd like. This is ideal. I actually kind of like this, to be honest with you. It's kind of like chilling here. It's a strange pleasure, but you know, I got coffee. This is good. I thought it was a cat at first, but I'm pretty sure I just saw a coyote run by. My eyesight's not good enough to, you know, get a good discrepancy at that distance. It did initially seem as though it was a cat, but I really think it was a coyote. Yes, a taco omelet. My intestines are going to kill me. So what is a taco omelet like? Well, when you mix up the ground beef and the onions and stuff along with the potatoes, it kind of ends up being more like a shepherd's pie. So it's like a shepherd's pie omelet, which is it's good. And in fact, you probably wouldn't notice that unless I told you. I think that the overriding experience in this plate is the combination of ground beef and egg.
with cheese. This is something I had never really thought of before. and you know, it's almost just the novelty of it. I kind of think I'd have to try it a second time before I could decide if I even like it, just because I'm kind of, you know. But honestly, it because of the potatoes, French fries, potatoes, it kind of really gives it like a shepherd's pie feel, and but it's quite good. It's like it has like a casserole typeness to it, a casserole-ness, casserole-y. Yes.
Sun is on its way up. I'm not leaving quite yet. It's a little after 7 in the morning. The bus is at 8:40, so I'm going to sit and finish my coffee. But just take note of it. The sun's coming up. I'll take that as a compliment. I didn't ask for it. 7:30. Coffee's done. I want to be back like in the area by not much later than 8, so that, you know, everything can get done smoothly. I had a period. It's about an hour and a half, I'd say, this morning, where I just could not keep my eyes open. And staff was very concerned. I was okay. Clearly I'm okay. Although I should also point out that that welt on my forehead has grown. We will see when I get to the bus station if it has still grown. It would be nice if it would stop growing. Okay, let's walk quietly. So, I'm also ready to present a final analysis on the taco omelet. While I was henceforth unaware of such a pairing, I do believe that it is an idea whose time has come. Lansing, say good morning to your city. Good morning. I actually kind of wanted to go trip out around there, around the Capitol building there. I believe that's the Michigan State Legislature right there. Or if it's not the Michigan State Legislature, it's the administrative center. It's something or all of, or I don't know what, but it's, yeah, something like that. And like I said, I wanted to kind of trip out back there on the way in, but I was a little bit later. I've got like half an hour, right? I'm gonna walk right by it. Why not stop and take a look at it? Actually, on second thought, I don't think there's much down there. I don't want like Rick Snyder to assassinate me or something, so we're gonna head back this way.
You got it?
I have made it onto the bus. It has a high likelihood that I will fall asleep while I'm on the bus.
Did you find it?
So I'm apparently in Jackson, meaning that I've been on the bus for an hour, even though it feels like I just got on the bus. That was a legit blackout from just like passing out and sleeping. I've never blacked out when I'm sober. That is a very strange occurrence. But I guess it just goes to say how tired I was. Sitting on the bus and it's like, what? Yeah. Anyways, that means that I just slept a good half the trip and didn't even realize it. This bus is taking a very wobbly path to Detroit. We were making excellent time, but then we went back like halfway to Lansing, and now looks like we're coming back. Very strange route. And Detroit is, I think, maybe for the first time feeling like home. Off the bus, and now I need to walk to the tunnel.
and catch that bus. Yeah, so it's the day, the light's off, and these aren't on. That's exactly what these are. These are gas-powered generators for the street lamps. What the fuck? That ride as a whole actually passed very fast, even with all the shooting around, because I was in and out of sleep the whole time, right? So I don't the trip there felt really long because I was awake and reading. The trip back, like, I don't. If anything, I came out kind of a little bit rejuvenated because I got a little bit of sleep. So that was If I do that again, I don't know what's going on here. I guess I need to get around. Fire truck with a hose. Fire here, but I don't know. Yeah, if I ever do that again, I'll remember that. Essentially, as soon as I get on the bus, it's like it doesn't. It's almost like a teleportation process because it just doesn't feel like you're traveling, right? So yeah. It was cloudy and kind of chilly on the walk to the bus station, like early, like at 7, but now it's almost noon, and it's really cleared out to a really bright, beautiful sunny day. I think the high today is in the 20s, so yeah, nice hot day actually, unseasonable. I got my sweater off and enjoying it. How was the actual show? I don't think we talked about the show a little, not that much. The show was actually pretty ridiculous. Yeah, you know what? Let's leave this for text. So there will be a text description, and we can have that tell the story there. For right now, I think I'm just gonna wait for the bus. I got about 10 minutes. I think we're gonna make some cheapy burgers a rule on the post all-nighter. So this is when I'm doing the all-nighters. The rule I think is gonna be that that's my last stop on the way home. What is this here? A little bit of smudge. I think I'm okay. Alright, so yeah, I'm home, and I'm tired, but I'm not, not really tired. How's my face? I think we can see that there's a bop there. It is a substantial little bruise. I'm gonna get something to eat, well, my burgers I got there, and wash my face and then try to see it again. But I think I'm okay. It's not much. It's not much. I get back to all the loose ends I was doing before. I think I'll probably be in for a few days. Specifically, I got a lot of catching up on editing to do because I've had a bit of a busy week. So that's what I'm doing. I think I'm probably out for the day. We'll see. So what does anybody pay attention to the RCP average anyways? It just aggregates everything. It's whacked, really. It doesn't appear to have a good track record either. I wouldn't expect it to, frankly. They are literally distorting good data with bad data. That's what an aggregate is, isn't it? This is an article at the RCP site asking why anybody pays attention to the LA Times poll. And in the process of their argument, they're arguing in favor of the LA Times poll because RCP is a right-leaning site. Everybody knows that. I've known that from the start, right? I knew from, I don't know when I've known this since like 2012 or something, that RCP is a right-leaning site. It's like, this entire cycle, there was never any question that when I go to RCP, I'm going to a Republican source. And I never really paid much attention to the actual averages. It's just more useful to me that they list the polls. So when a new poll is released, you want to know when a new poll is released, you go to the list of polls. And that's what RCP was useful to me
before is that they have a list of pools. That's it. I've never really taken any of the analysis at RCP seriously at all. And when I've read it, and I have read it a few times, it's been mostly to criticize it. And here, they're standing up for the LA Times pool by pointing out that they were closer than RCP was. So hold on here. You want to point to a completely unscientific way to try to measure public opinion, and then you want to say that it's reasonable because it's better than you? I don't think that that's an argument in favor of the LA Times. I think that that's a really strong argument against Real Clear Politics and the methods that they're using. See, I refuse to refer to what the Times is doing as a poll because it's not randomizing its respondents. Meaning that what RCP is really arguing here is that their aggregates are worse than luck. You would have a better chance of being right by luck, by sheer luck, than by consulting the RCP average. That's really, and RCP itself is making the argument. I've been over this in a few of these things. The problem with what RCP does is it takes too much data in. It just takes everything. It just averages everything out. And like I say, when you have good data and bad data, you don't want to... the bad data does not improve the good data. Now, let me be clear, okay? What the assumption is that you're going to have some polls that are... Let's say that the truth is that Clinton is winning by 5 points. Then you're going to have some, polling that says that Clinton is up by 10 points, and you're going to have some polling that says that Clinton's at 0, or that they're tied. And if you average them out, you'll get to the true point, which is that it's at 5 points. And what you're doing is you're assuming that the polling is normally distributed and that the correct answer is right in the middle. I think that's a pretty hefty assumption. What you actually tend to see I wasn't really paying that much attention in 2012, but what we're seeing in this election is that we're seeing that the good data is probably roughly normally distributed, right? Like the reliable polling, if you were to just take an aggregate of only the reliable polling, then it would be probably normally distributed. But then you have this wide variety of other stuff, like the LA Times poll, or the Rasmussen poll, and it's kind of a combination of either, okay, this is polling that's not using scientific methodologies, and I'm sorry, but I don't think the LA Times is a scientific poll. And then you have polling that's just skewed, right? And I know that, the Trump people are going to say, the corporate media is skewing it, the liberal media. Like, the liberal media, what planet do you live on that you think the media is liberal, right? You mean the corporate media? Okay. But they have a responsibility, Like, let's step out of La La Land here. Let's go back up the rabbit hole and let's re-enter reality, okay? Where corporate institutions and mainstream media institutions have a responsibility to follow certain kinds of practices, and these are things that Rasmussen or Breitbart or Gravis don't do, right? And because this is a Republican-leaning site, he's essentially, or I don't know if it's a he or a she or if it's a panel or whatever, but the RCP site is being taken in by this, whether it's willing or just, whether they're being blinded by faith or whether they're going along with it, out of corruption. They are allowing the reliable polling, which, like I say, is probably actually following a normal distribution, to be totally fucked over by all of this screwy data. The screwy data is coming from online polling, which is not reliable, and it's coming from just biased polling, which is not reliable either.
and it's all skewing heavily towards Trump. So when he looked at this, panel, it's not even a poll. When he looks at it, he says, this unscientific panel outperformed me. That's an argument against you, RCP. It's not an argument in favor of them.